So in this video right here, y'all, I'm gonna be speaking with y'all on how incest starts and my personal experience with incest. You know, now I know you guys are seeing a slow increase, well, a fast increase. It started off slowly, but it's been gradually growing over the years, like incest. I've seen incest in pornography because, as I told you guys, I used to indulge in PMO, and I used to see all kinds of shit all over the internet. I've read about incest during the slave days. Okay, people used to commit incest unknowingly because the slave masters used to put bags over some of the people's heads. Some of the slaves' heads. They would have sons sleeping with mothers, mothers sleeping with sons, daughters sleeping with, fathers, cousins sleeping with cousins, all kinds of shit going on, unknowingly. Now, you guys know about the generational curses, okay? The generational curses of Deuteronomy. A lot of people are still brainwashed by some of the teachings that they've learned during the slave days. Okay? Because what you guys fail to realize is during the slave days, there was both biblical topics being presented and satanic teachings also. You feel me? And they normalized the incest. So, incest, you guys, in black families is part of a generational curse. Okay? You have all kinds of children that grow up in these black families, not just black families, Caucasian families, you feel me? Asian families, Dominicans, it doesn't matter, all ethnicities around the world, you hear stories of incest, right? But it's not just a black thing for people to grow up fatherless and to grow up without real structure presented in the households. A lot of people in society, as children, they have a lot of spare time to be amongst one another. You know, due to the lack of structure being present in your household and the lack of parenting, it's kind of easy for these children to begin to experiment with things. You know, and there's this game called House that I know a lot of us are familiar with. You know, where little children are playing the role of adults. I've personally played this game as a child. Well, my older cousins have played this game with me as a child, and a lot of us end up participating in sexual activities a little too early. You know, my older cousins, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can relate to this. My older cousins, they were females, of course. They were more experienced than me. They were already active. I feel like my uncles used to do things with the nieces of the family, so they were already sexually active. And they used to have my cousins babysit me and stuff like that from time to time. And what would happen is, my cousins would pretty much, molest me. They would have me playing the role as the father. Like they would always play the role as like the wives or whatever. And I would play the role as the father, as a little boy, you know? But I wasn't really conscious of like what the hell a real father was supposed to be like. I wasn't really conscious of what I was doing, period, sexually. They used to just put themselves off on me. They used to undress and just do things, playing house. They figured, I guess, what they were taught grown people do is just have sex. That's what they were taught. That grown people just have sex and have children and do things, you know. So with people, playing this game, this house game, what happens is some people get used to it. You feel me? Some people get used to indulging in sexual activities with their family members from the house, you know. Now, another way that this incest comes about is through rape. You feel me? Rape is also a generational curse. It's something that is inside of people's DNAs. You feel me? A lot of people have a lot of trauma programmed inside of their DNAs. It's like having junk files stored on your computer. They're hidden. You can't really see them. They're hidden. Like, you have to really dig deep to find these junk files. And that's what happens with some of these people and these families, these black families. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, your family. You know, these people be having generational curses like rape stored inside of them. That's like a program that's running inside of them unknowingly, and they begin to do things to their family members. You feel me? I have family members in my family that have been raped by people in my family, you know? And, you know, supposedly, I'm not really sure how true this is. They say, like, when you rape somebody, at times, some people get a traumatizing effect from it. Some people get traumatized from being raped. And then you got some people out here, they, uh, they actually it traumatized them. Like, they wouldn't enjoy it at first, but somehow, some way, it's like they begin to enjoy it. You know, like, I've heard females out here that get raped by their fathers and shit like that. I've actually seen females out there that have relationships with their fathers that's just a little too, hands on the dad side. And you could just tell it's because this man has been doing things with his daughter. Like, the daughter begins to form a bind with the dad on the level of a sugar daddy. You feel me? Like, it could go either way. It could be a male raping a female. It could be a female molesting her son. You know what I'm saying? It can be an uncle molesting his niece. It can be an auntie molesting her nephew. It can be a grandmother molesting her grandson. It could be anybody. You feel me? It just, some people get used to it. You know, they get used to being raped by these people, and these people, they spoil them. Like, sometimes, like, somebody in your family will rape you, but they'll spoil you at the same time. They'll make you feel like it's normal or whatever. And the next thing you know, you don't really feel comfortable dating anybody else outside of your family. You feel me? The spirit of incest comes through generational curses, and it also comes for the fact that some people out there, they just they just be up there raping people. They be forcing people into these relationships with their family members. You know? I know from my own personal experience, my cousins used to do things with me and shit like that. And for a little while, it was normal at first. Like, when I was younger, it was like, okay. But then it's like, the older that I got, I'm like, hold, nah, like, that's my blood cousin. You feel me? Once I started opening up books and shit like that, and I started watching movies about slaves and shit like that, I'm like, that's where all of that stuff came from. And it's normal to people nowadays. You feel me? It's normal to people to accept abominations, abominable behavior. Just wicked shit. People normalize that stuff nowadays, and there's nothing normal about it. You know. But as I told you guys, the spirit of incest, it comes through, you know, the lack of parenting and rape, generational curses. You guys drop your thoughts and opinions in the comment section on what you think about this video. The title of this video: My experience with incest, the different ways that incest comes about. Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. This is Electrifying Vibrations. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is EV, Electrifying Vibrations. Shalom.